Hello, book lovers. Welcome back to another exciting episode of KSB's Book Review. Today is a special edition because today is my birthday. I'm turning +1 today. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to God for bringing me this far. A lot of things I've experienced, a lot of things, met a lot of people, gone for different events, and I'm also looking this new year to go for more events, meet more people. And I'm also grateful for the community, for the engagement, for the support, the likes, the comments, the constant questions. Oh, when are we seeing the next episode? People always telling me about how they've read so many books, and the books they've read. Some people also ask questions. Oh, what kind of book do you think I should read? It's just very engaging. I really appreciate you guys, and I'm really happy to be turning 15 years today. So happy birthday to me. In today's episode, the book I'll be reviewing with you today is The Devil at Pew Number 7, written by Rebecca Nicholas Alonso. Rebecca Nicholas Alonso is an author that talks about betrayal and the power of forgiveness. She works. She doesn't work, like, she's part of the Christian institution, the church institution, right? And she's one of the pastor, and she's married with 2 kids. The Devil at Pew Number 7 is about Rebecca. Rebecca has never felt safe as a child because her dad always used to go on missionaries to different places, right? There were a lot of preaching to different sets of people. Some people who they don't actually want to accept, and they want to chase them away with guns and katanas and stuff like that. So they finally moved to a new town, Northern Carolina, and they are trying to settle down. So their dad is trying to their dad just recently went into this church, and he's trying to get into the political institution of the religious department. And but there's this particular person. The book has it that he's demon possessed, right? So he's trying to stay in control of the church, and anybody who tries to get in the way gets eliminated. If you so he's trying. Rebecca's dad, that's Robert Nichols, believes that true Christianity should be one that is pure, should be one that talks about the Bible, and not just one that talks about beliefs and what other people's opinions. Not someone who constantly wants to stay in control. It's not just about dominance. It's like a team effort in the belief and faith in God. To help people to live lives. To live lives with Christ, to avoid crisis. Excuse me. But this person, right? So they didn't believe that he's much of a threat until an assassin comes into their house. And for someone who was an ex-Navy, the way Rebecca talked about it, right? Her dad was an ex-Navy man. So having to see him helpless, having to see him, down on the brink of death, she was devastated. She was worried, even having to flee, or the book is very exciting, very engaging. It's really amazing how they were now trying to fight. But how they were managed to survive even after being on the brink of death, after being shot. He was still able to, he was declared that, oh, he's in a coma, but then he still managed to survive. They were still able to fight back. This book is very engaging. It's very exciting. It's not a book you come across every day, right? It's like a movie type of book. Like when I was watching, I was feeling movie vibes because there were a lot of things that were happening in the book, and I was like, I was feeling the impact. And this book is very exciting, very engaging. My favorite part of this book is the realism of the book. The way they talk, when you watch movies like that. You watch movies like that, and you're like, oh, there's so much violence, they're fighting, and the impact and everything. But the way the book describes some of the fights, some of the way someone probably shoots a gun or throws a spear and it just goes through someone's stomach. The way they describe some of the actions that happen in this book is very exciting, and that's one of the things that stood out for me in this book. So in this book, there were a lot of vocabularies used, but the word for today is eluded. And eluded means to escape something physically, mentally, or spiritually. If you my ratings for this book is a must read. This book is a very exciting book. It's not a plot you come across every day, because like this is the first time I'm reading a book like this with so much action, so much violence, talking about guns and spears. And I think I'm actually going to be reading more of that, because like this particular one, very exciting, very engaging. The Christian part of it, praying, trying to, like, it also helps you that you're reading the book, when he's preaching, he also gets to increase your faith, because there's probably some things you've probably never, like, there's a way he preaches, you've probably never heard someone preach like that, and it ministers to you as well. So this book is very exciting. That's why I'm going to be giving this book a must read. If you're in the library or going book shopping, do well to look out for this book, The Devil at Pew Number 7. Very exciting book, very engaging book. If you're in Nigeria, you're looking for books to read. The holiday is this holiday is going to be quite a long one. So you're looking for something to keep yourself busy. You can check out Little Chapters Bookshop. They have activity books that you can use to keep yourself busy. They have word puzzles. They have math quizzes. They have they have different activity books for various ages. So it doesn't really matter your age. They have an activity book that is for your age. So check out Little Chapters Bookshop with the number on the screen and the number in the description if you're looking for books this holiday. So if you don't forget about the reading challenge is still on. This is the second half of the year. Make sure you have a reading partner. You could have a reading partner. You could be your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad. It doesn't mean you have to read at the same time, but then you can read and discuss about the books you've read. You could do like a family book night. You could have popcorn and drinks. It's really, really exciting, really engaging. So don't forget about the reading challenge. That's all for me today from the review of The Devil at Pew Number 7. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. If you think there's any book you want me to read, if there's anything you want me to say in my next video, you can drop it in the comment section. Share the link with your friends, and don't forget that readers are leaders who are way ahead of others. And once again, a happy birthday to me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.